Freedom over fame. Freedom over cycle stays the same.
Katrina.
Dumb.
All right, so we're recording. Let me pull up my business. Hey, band babes. Welcome back for another episode of the Band Together podcast. And I'm pretty excited about this episode. I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too, actually. We've missed you guys quite a bit. The world has gone to shit. So we've been reading, drumroll please,
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Now, we actually have read the entire series. I read A Throne of Glass. I have finished Fourth Wing up until Onyx Storm, and Jeanna is on Iron Flame.
I'm almost done with it.
But we are taking on the romantasy books this time.
And not everybody knows, but of A Court or the ACOTAR series, we'll say, it is a band series.
Oh, yeah.
So
We are still band books.
we do read band books, but also I thought this was a really fun band book. And so many people talk about it. I felt like we were not lacking in subject matter.
It felt like a justification of my whole entire existence and being for like,
Not to overshoot it.
but do you understand how justified 14-year-old Adri has been in her mid-30s to have everyone suddenly think it's cool to read?
Because Book Talk, I read that you and I talked about it briefly, but they are opening new Barnes & Noble's locations because of Book Talk.
Yeah, totally. And so I feel like
Amazing.
I was always a reader. I was always pretty like out in the open of it. But then in my 20s, I was all self-help. I went deep into self-help books. God, if there's a self-help book out there, I've read it. And then I hit this point in my 30s where I just shied away from something I had always really loved because it started to feel more like work than fun. And then to discover romantasy in my 30s, and then to discover a whole community of women who are like,
Feeling the
fuck
same
yeah,
way.
it's cool to read. It's been so fun. We have a legit book club at work.
Yeah, so she actually read this series before I did. And one day she asked me if I would read it. And at first I was like, no, thank you. And just coming from somebody who's a big Lord of the Rings fan and fantasy, I don't think it's very comparable because those are two very different authors, very different subject matter, even though it all is fantasy based. So I will not compare them. And then, of course, I'm a millennial, so Harry Potter all day, right?
Harry Potter all day.
Team Slytherin, here we go.
Ravenclaw.
I don't know what it was. Sometimes I tend to resist fads a little bit.
I didn't read Harry Potter until my late 20s. Yeah. So I missed the whole hype, really.
Yeah,
The
and
movies had been long done.
and they're still trying to revive them again, but we won't get
Are they?
into that now.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah, they're turning them into a show.
Is it at least an HBO show?
I think so.
That's something.
Yeah, so
It could be Netflix.
It could be good. It could be bad.
It could be Tubi.
We'll see. It could be Peacock.
Hey, Peacock.
But you know what? I don't want to
Okay,
even. I'll
whatever.
take it back immediately. I love Peacock. It's the millennial streaming service.
It really is
That's
with Parks and Rec.
for sure.
and
All the Mean
Office.
Girls.
Yeah.
Mean Girls are always on there, and Pitch Perfect's always
Yeah.
on there. So I'm not taking anything away from
This
it.
is not.
Sponsored by Peacock. But I really just wasn't interested in all. I thought, I just wasn't interested. But when my girlfriend asks me to do something, I usually do it. And
She resisted for a hot second.
I did. But it's really about, I just like being able to have books to talk about with you.
Yeah.
No matter, even if it was like a child's book, like it's just fun.
We
to-
read a child's book.
Yeah, we've read a couple actually.
Yeah, we have.
But even no matter what kind of book it is, it's just always, it's fun to have that conversation, have that connection. So I went ahead and read it after I was done with one of my books that I was reading on the side. And I have some opinions. I have some things to
does
say.
she have opinions? So today we're only going to touch on A Court of Thorns and Roses, but we are playing with the idea of doing a full series. We're not dense to the fact that 1,001 podcasts exist about this book series, but honestly, fuck it. We want to give our own take on it.
And we're always going to give a perspective that's unique to our podcast. And I'm not going to lie, I wasn't surprised that this was on the...
What?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised that this got banned anywhere at all.
I'm sorry. I'm not seeing it this time.
So why did you lean to the romantasy genre after all that time?
TBH, someone recommended it to me and it was just super outside of my norm and I just wanted to escape. The world is fucking nuts right now and we have very strong opinions. You guys already know that. But honestly, for my own mental health, it's been the perfect escape to just dive into a book. I'm still keeping very up to date on everything that's happening day by day and sometimes hour by hour in this country. So that's the big reason. And then it was like a little sexy, but also it was a little like, what's going to happen? If you're out there and you're Hispanic, it's like a telenovela.
And for the people who are not Hispanic,
it's just a soap opera.
Oh, I gotcha.
It's just like a soap opera where you're like, someone throws their drink in someone's face and they're like,
it's super animated.
It's so like over the top that you're like, whatever. And this is kind of the same thing. I don't know how many times the characters growl at each other.
And then my throat bobbed, and then his throat bobbed, and then my throat bobbed. Zonathan.
She's like on the satire side of TikTok now. And some of the audios are fucking perfect of like people mocking like romantasy. But anyways, it's been super fun. I've super enjoyed it. I got through the whole series and then I jumped right into A Throne of Glass, which, hot take, I actually did not like.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
But that one she did, I was just reading up on it, and that one she did
This one.
Before this one when she was 16.
Yeah,
So-
it shows.
But you read it in a really unique way.
Yeah, I did the tandem read. First of all, it's 17 books long.
They were thick.
Yeah, they were thick. But second of all, and some people get through them so fucking fast. And man, I want to have that kind of reading speed. Anyways, I did the tandem read for the second to last and third to last books. And I think it should have been written like that. There's absolutely no way I would have been able to put those pieces together the same way that it happened with the tandem read.
How'd you find out about the tandem read?
TikTok.
Okay.
How did I find
You're
out how to
all-
make dinner last night? TikTok.
TikTok. Got
Like,
it. How do I find out how to the most efficiently tie my shoes?
how
How you doing?
So yeah, I got it through TikTok and it was great. I legit, if someone wants to read it, I would say the only way to do it is the tandem read. Now, that being said, I actually didn't love the series and I felt like after ACOTAR and then into Throne of Glass, the characters are obviously different. There's different like mythology that goes with both of them, but they're like hot guy and fragile girl, you know? So like it wasn't all that for me. And then we did Fourth Wing and Fourth Wing came out way stronger after having read these books. And then Iron Flame, same, but same. And then Onyx Storm to me was also hot take. Should I give all these hot takes so early?
We don't need to talk about Fourth Wing just yet because we will be talking about that one day.
Yeah. You suggested Poppy War. And man, talk about a bummer.
Optimism.
So now I'm craving characters who growl at each other again.
I was really surprised that you had. We're not going to get into Poppy War because we'll talk about Poppy War on a different episode. But I loved that book. I'm actually postponing the rest of the series.
Postponing?
Yeah, like I'm postponing it because I love it so much that I'm like,
Oh, you don't want to get through it too
I'm
fast.
delaying the gratification.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, all right, I'll throw Fourth Wing in the middle.
You know what? I did that with Silver Flames, the last one of this book series.
Yeah.
Because I think that's my favorite one. I've talked about that.
It's my favorite one.
A lot of people go between like Mist and Fury and then Silver Flames.
Silver Flame's my favorite one. Hands down.
100%.
Hands down.
100%. I can't wait to talk about that
But
one.
we'll have a lot to say then.
Yeah. So for today,
For today, let's get into the book that started it all. Is it too much or is it not enough? A Court of Thorns and Roses.
All right, folks, buckle up because tonight we have a guest who has completely taken over bookshelves, book talk, and every romantasy lover's heart. You know her, you love her, or maybe or maybe you just have strong opinions. Okay. You know her, you love her, or maybe you just have very strong opinions about her. But either way, you cannot ignore her, and she is A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Can't wait to talk about her. Here she comes. All right.
We're assuming everyone's read the book, right?
We are going to assume this is a book club. We're going to assume everybody's read the book.
From the book.
So just if you haven't, spoiler alert, the whole episode. So just keep that in mind. But I think just to kind of get down to the bricks of it, for a while I was calling her Sarah J. Maas. I was told it was Sarah J. Maas. So apologies to Sarah.
Yeah, the book came out 10 years ago. I think we're good.
All right, my bad. But yeah, she was born on March 5th, 1986 in New York City. And really interesting that she graduated magna cum laude from Hamilton College in 2008. That's super impressive. And like we said earlier, she was starting to already write A Throne of Glass when she was 16. So if you wanted to make me feel unaccomplished, mission accomplished on that one, because that's super impressive. And she majored in creative writing and minored in religious studies. So that's actually really interesting. I would love to know more about that. If we ever get to talk to her in real life. That's my first question right there.
I also do want to point out that there have been some controversies with her. And a lot of people on Book Talk have talked about canceling her. So we are going to acknowledge the fact that people do claim that there is very minimal, if not almost no, BIPOC or LGBTQ plus characters in any of her work. We all know that Morgan talks a little bit about her sexuality later on in the series, but it really is a blip on the radar.
And after that, I wasn't expecting it, but there were a couple hints of that in the book. But ultimately, I feel like her neglect of having at least one in-depth character that was LGBTQ plus, but then she just grazed over the subject was a missed opportunity. I will say it was a little strange.
The other thing that she catches a lot of fire for, and I was not aware of her at the time, but in 2020, she faced backlash for mentioning the murder of Breonna Taylor in a book cover release. And people thought that she was maximizing on the death of Breonna Taylor to sell books, essentially. So there has been, I don't know if she ever apologized for that, but that is one of the things that she gets a lot of slack for.
I wonder why she would have brought that up.
I don't know that.
We don't know the details.
Lastly is cultural appropriation. Her novels, particularly those in the fairy porn genre, have been criticized for borrowing heavily from Welsh mythology, but not correctly using
implemented.
That. Yeah. So it does feel a little bit like cultural appropriation. So we go into that also very aware that there have been some troubles with this author, but it was just a fun book series that we wanted to do.
So I was looking into a little bit of Sarah's writing process, and she utilizes a thing called discovery writing, which is just writing without details, just outlining. And she faces writer's block like just about any artist does, artist block, if you will. I'm always interested in people's like writing style. Just as somebody who has done art a lot, I've definitely hit a lot of artist road blocks.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Why was this book banned?
So it's faced like a good amount of bans. Pretty much they're all due to sexual content. But
it's not even like the spiciest of the books. It's actually mild compared to Mist and Fury.
Yeah, it's pretty much adult themes, and it is a new adult categorized book. So her first book, which was The Throne of Glass, that first series was categorized under young adult. So this was her first one into new adult. So it seems like she just followed her age group and was like, all right, new adult now. So I'm not surprised that it was banned. I guess the question is, should it be banned? And my answer is always no.
Do I want it in a library with 6-year-olds? Probably not. Like at an elementary school, probably not.
No.
But like, honestly, the worst thing that they're going to do, read it. That's the worst they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, they're probably doing it. They see it on
Gross.
TV, like, you know what I mean?
Doing it.
Yeah. They see it all around them. They see it on the internet. Is it really that risque that it's in a fairy book? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Personally.
I agree.
And also the sex scenes to me do read new adult series, like a girl who's exploring her sexuality for the first time.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair.
Like, you think they should have been banned?
No, I never think books should be banned.
So, main character, Feyre.
Feyre.
All right.
She's got 2 bum sisters.
And a bum dad. And they live in poverty, but they used to be rich.
Right.
So they were rich at one point, and now they're poor as shit. Feyre takes over, like, her dad's gone. He just, like, checks out, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's all, my wife's died. I'm poor now.
They sleep in like one bed.
Yeah. It's a funky situation. And Feyre, the youngest sister, ends up taking on all the responsibility for hunting. So feeding them.
Fucking nuts, right? So this bitch.
Which I call bullshit. I call bullshit on that. No oldest sister would ever allow that to happen. Even the middle sister.
No, honestly, I'm the baby of my family. And the fucking, yeah, right, you're getting me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting me to be like, all right, I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to go in the snow. I'm going to hunt down a wolf.
I'll bring it back here.
Carry it back myself. Skin it, cook it.
Got it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
And I have an eldest brother, and there's no fucking way. But even as an eldest, my sister, can you imagine my sister being like,
she would never let you do
she
that.
would never let me.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So I'm
First plot hole.
Yeah. So sorry, Sarah. I don't believe this would really ever happen in real life, but it's all right. We're in fantasy.
But so fast forward, she's out there. She's hunting. She sees a wolf, shoots him. Turns out to be a fairy.
Yep. So then enters Tamlin.
Pour one out. R.I.P. to the girl who got Tamlin's name tattooed on her after only reading the first book.
Yeah, because in the first book, he really shows up.
He really
decent.
Honestly, okay.
Decent. But
I'm in my 30s and I read this book and I was fucking annoyed. I was like, no fucking way in hell does any girl go, oh, you got me? You kidnapped me and I get to be in your spring court, the fucking best season of the year. Let's be honest. You still get a chilly morning, but you get sunshine and flowers.
I don't know. What about fall?
They're all great. Spring's one of the we're in spring now. Look at it. Do you hear the birds chirping?
It's enjoyable.
You see the plants growing.
We're in San Diego. Every season is enjoyable.
But like,
I hear the birds chirping in winter.
Shh, people don't need to know that.
Don't move here. It's amazing.
But so like, you're telling me he took all the responsibility off your back. I got your family. Don't worry about it. They're going to be rich now. They don't got to worry. What do you want to do? You want to paint? Here's all the paint you could have. You want to read books? Oh, you can't read? We'll get to it.
Well, you got a long time to learn.
Yeah, you got all the opportunity in the world to do whatever you want. And all she wants to do is leave. Yeah, fucking right.
Oh, I mean, she wants to see her fam. But also, it was at this point in time when I was reading the book, I was like, Beauty and the Beast.
100%.
Like,
the library.
Feyre is Belle. This man is the Beast. He even is beast-like.
Yep. Totally.
So
I think he's blonde. Yeah.
So I was at this point, I was like, all right, this is how this is going to go. And anybody who's read these books, this is not how it went. She actually, I would say throughout the series, I was both more and more impressed and also found serious plot point holes, and the silly sex scenes were just so funny to me.
Because we go into like beast-like thing, kidnaps girl who's so dainty. Now she can paint all she wants and there's a library. And oh no, there's a curse on everyone in the realm.
And she has to break it. But we didn't know that yet.
But we didn't know that yet. Yeah, no, totally. It's totally Beauty
Yeah.
and the Beast.
I was like, okay.
And then she has to like prove herself when the
Mhm.
fairy, which was actually the most graphic thing, when that fairy dies in the foyer and like his wings have been pulled out and stuff.
Mhm.
And just the way it's described, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. He
But
was
she like is proving herself that she's not heartless. And she was like only killing a fae because she had to fucking survive.
she also hated them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like,
like that was
yeah, but the treaty thing did not specify that you killed a fae because you hated them. That's why Tamlin was having all his homies go in fox form to try to get killed.
yeah. But so we're getting real Beauty and the Beast in here. And here's my problem with Feyre in this book. And let me be clear. Anybody who writes a book as either a young adult or a teen, very impressive.
Totally.
Anybody who creates something, I have respect for you right out the gate. And the quality of her writing at this age, top tier. Let me just put that forward. But I'm going to break it down exactly how I feel about these characters and me as a woman, how I felt like they reflected being written by a woman. Lucien,
Tamlin's best friend, for anyone who doesn't know.
huge pussy.
Oh, I like him so much in the first book, though.
In the first book,
he's giving bestie.
He had a very, yes. Okay, I'm trying to separate this from the rest of the series. In this series, he was a homie.
Yeah.
And
100%.
And he really supported her in the way that he could. And Tamlin, again, this is a time when we're thinking Tamlin is a decent dude. And honestly, I don't drop that throughout the whole series, but
really?
I don't drop that he's decent.
Really?
But he is abusive.
The whole book is abusive.
He is abusive. Sometimes I say abusive. So don't judge me. It's something that happens in the confines of my own home. I don't say it when I go out into the world, but you guys have heard it now.
It's a window into our life.
I can't take it back.
Okay.
Listen, the point is, here's where we're at. And then, bum, bum, bum.
Wait, okay, the sisters.
The sisters. What about thoughts? Obviously, in the beginning, they're both terrible.
They're just both
human.
Non-existent.
Yeah, they're absent throughout this whole book. She's just trying to get back to them. She's trying to find ways to get back to them. And then just like Beauty and the Beast, all of a sudden, she's like,
Tamlin's not the worst.
She's like, he's not the worst at all. He can give me lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, and he writes her poetry.
Writes me poetry.
Wow.
Wow, spring courting it up.
And then walks in Rhysand.
And
oh no, he's so bad.
He's bad.
And dark.
That's bad.
And shadowy.
It's like cathartic. It's like when something's bad, but that's good.
But it feels good.
But it feels good.
Yeah.
That's that's Rhysand.
Yeah. And then, oh wait. There's a big bad demon.
Her name
is Amarantha.
Is Amarantha. Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
Amarantha.
That's weird.
And actually, I really liked, to be honest,
Of course you did. I already know where you're going with this, and of course you did.
She was my favorite character of this book.
Of course she was.
What is the of course?
You're just like a little Scorpio. It's like your little Scorpio moon.
I thought she was the most interesting. And I feel like
she rapes Rhysand. She forces Rhysand to do things he does not want to do.
That's interesting. Not good.
We wouldn't say that if it was a man.
No, we wouldn't.
Double standard. Acknowledge your own bias is a product of growth.
I would still say that it would contribute to the complexity of a character if they were, let's say, a really like square dude in the world, right? He's super square. He's out in the world.
Where are you going with this?
And then all of a sudden he's got this dark. That's the thing that thrillers are made of.
That's not Amarantha. She's not a square in the world who has an edge. She's the fucking villain of the book.
Yeah. And I'm saying that's what makes her the most interesting.
You can just like the villain, but it's not like the fact that she's forcing Rhys.
I didn't say that I liked it. I just said it made her interesting. And also, Rhysand was an interesting character. We knew that he was more complicated, like right out the gate. She paints him as a more complex character. But you can definitely tell the whole time that he's trying to help her.
Yeah. Obviously, he has that weird connection with her with the hand. He gives her the clue to the second. Like,
Well,
okay, so like we skipped a lot of the storyline, but it's, again, assuming everyone has read it. So Feyre, now she's with Tamlin. Lucian's the bestie.
She loves Tamlin to death.
She loves Tamlin now, but she's also trying to escape and all that fun stuff. So she's still trying to figure out how to break the spell. In here, there's a cereal. We haven't even gotten to the cereal, but I love the cereal. Cereal might be my favorite character, honestly. Just throwing it out there. Again, this whole time, big bad Amarantha, who it's like she who shall not be named at the very beginning. Remember, like they don't want to say her name and all that shit.
Very Voldemort.
Absolutely. And then in the mix, we meet Rhysand, who's, what's it, the king or the...
Yeah, he's the Lord of the Night Court.
Is it Lord?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, he's the High Lord of the Night Court, which is all kinds of scary and dark, and everyone thinks that it's really bad and associated. And we really don't get to the good stuff with Rhys until the next book. But for now, Feyre's got to go under this fucking mountain where Amarantha rules, and she has her own little shadow court.
We didn't talk about the spell.
No, we did.
Did we?
Just generally, there's a spell, and we didn't say what it is, but it keeps these little masks on them, and it limits their powers because she's like siphoning off all this
all
power.
their power.
Yeah, all their power. And so Feyre leaves, right? She like gets to go, but then she realizes where Tamlin is, and she loves him so much that her little tiny, teeny, tiny human body is going to go underneath this mountain to try to do this weird challenge and win the love of her life back.
Yeah. And on all these courts, right, they're made up of high fae. So like royalty of the fairy world, if you will. So she literally goes, which is a huge concept, right? Just as a person, just to be like, hey, I'm a human. I've been surrounded by all these fairies. I've been in a attitude of contempt most of the time. And then all of a sudden I discovered I loved a Tamlin. And then Tamlin loves her so much that he doesn't say I love you to like break that curse. And so he...
Okay. Do we think he actually loved her?
I do. I do.
Really?
Yeah, I totally do.
Even into the later books?
If he didn't love her, then he wouldn't have saved her several times after she betrayed him.
You
Quote,
think he loved
air quotes.
her?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought it was just a means to an end for the curse. And then after that, everything else was her ego.
Oh, he went into like huge depression.
Her ego.
No.
Really?
I don't think that comes from a hurt ego. Anyway, and I also think that if he didn't love her, he just would have said that he loved her to try to break the curse anyway. So for me, I think that he definitely loved her. I think he's got a lot of control and mental health issues that even if you're a fairy, you still need to check in with yourself, okay? Or put a spell on your mind and be like, hey, don't be fucked up. Fix yourself every once in a while with a spell. Otherwise, you go batshit crazy.
I don't think that's how the magic world works, but okay.
I've never been in the magic world, but I would try it if I were some sort of a witch or a warlock.
To say it's not going to work.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey, be mentally stable. And then boom, poof, it works. Like, poof, poof, it works. Everyone's mentally stable. And think about that too. That would be the easiest way to conquer a villain is to solve their mental health problems.
Sure.
Be like, hey, Voldemort, here's some hugs mentally. And then he'd be like, oh shit, I'm overwhelmed with love.
I'm overwhelmed with love.
Now I would like to contribute to the Hogwarts situation instead
What
of ripping
is
a
this
plot.
accent?
It's Boston.
Boston? I'm really bad at accents, you guys. It's really bad.
But she keeps trying, and that's the cutest thing about it.
It's in the safety of my home that I try.
Don't worry, I make fun of her appropriately. And she also makes fun of me appropriately when I try to exercise my poorly executed Spanish.
Yeah. And even in public, she insists on calling mangoes mangos, but in the whitest way possible.
Somebody corrected me
Yeah, but you're speaking one word in one language and another word in another language. So when you're only speaking in English, when you're saying everything that you say in English, and then you throw out one word in a different dialect, it just feels weird. It's as if I was like, I can't think of a proper sentence right now to exercise this on because I'm drawing a blank. But if I just every once in a while threw in a Spanish palabra, you know, what the fuck is that? We went to breakfast yesterday and she said, "Can I get a strawberry, mango, and banana smoothie, please?"
Look,
and I was like, honestly, I don't even care.
I was corrected by a Hispanic person to call them mangos.
Again, and just because they're spelled the same.
She knew that I could only speak English. And so I promised her that I would always call them mangos.
But you're speaking in English. It's fine. You know what? I don't care.
We've moved on. We've moved on from mango. Anyway.
You guys heard it during the house on Mango Street. I can't listen to that episode.
Just for me calling it the house on Mango Street.
I swear to God. What have I done in this life to deserve this?
Listen, I was just trying to be accurate, like I was told to be. Anyway, getting back to...
So we think Tamlin loved her. Cool.
I do, anyway. I think
that's why I said we. That
you know,
we. Not I.
Not I. Sarcasm. But yeah, I think Tamlin loved her. I confess. I think that's definitely true.
Would you get a Tamlin tattoo?
No, because he's obviously still very abusive. We talked about it. But so people can have real love and still be way too abusive to be in a relationship.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is everything that movies are made of.
Maybe one day we could talk to you guys about rewatching The Notebook as an adult.
Don't even get me started.
It's stressful.
It was really sad.
Anyway, 3 cheers to Ryan Gosling. But yeah, so then Tamlin goes, since he didn't break the curse, he gets stuck under the mountain. Feyre's all, I love him. And then she traveled all the way over there. And then she had to do her 3.
Yeah, she makes a bargain. She was gonna win these 3 things.
Yeah.
And then Rhys tries to save her. He
the whole time.
Makes a deal with her. And we won't spoil why he does it. If you don't already know, I don't know how you've made it this far. But we'll pretend.
Well, and Moody Broody tattoo Rhys, right?
Yeah. So he has this deal where her hand has an eye, and it's how they're communicating. And so he feeds her the second answer to the second one. And then the third one is, oh my God, Tamlin has a stone heart. Mm-hmm. Plot twist. She does stab him. He doesn't die. Mm-hmm. Yet she dies.
And Amarantha really fucking fucks her up.
We saw that coming. You can't make a deal with her.
Yeah. But then last minute, fucking clock's hitting 0. Boom.
High Lord.
3,
High Lord.
2,
High Lord.
1. She fucking answers
the last question, the riddle.
Yeah, she answers the riddle.
We already got there because she died already. But she gets it. There's a plot hole. There's a loophole that Amarantha. I don't remember what the loophole is.
It was her answering that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she
still snaps her neck.
She does, because she was all, oh, too bad. I didn't have to tell you when I would do X, Y, and Z.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's, too bad you couldn't solve my riddle. It was really beautiful. And then as she's getting her body busted, she finally goes, the answer is love. And then her neck snaps.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so Amarantha's fucking pissed. And that's when the other High Lords come over and give little pieces of their power so that she will rise from the dead and become Super Feyre.
It's giving
Twilighty for show. Especially because
Edward, her blood is clean.
Yeah.
Edward,
Find the strength. Find the strength, Edward. It's such it
was fun.
It's such a fun book to read. I do have an issue with the portrayal of women in this book and how the women are written, just living their lives by men. And I know that there was some verbiage in there that was trying to be
empowered.
I'm empowered. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it felt like every permission, every action was only granted due to the men around her. And that's including with Lucian, who is a well-intended homie, you know? But again, overall, like it's one of those books that's a super fun read. I think, again, the sex scenes were funny to me, mostly because I was running around from job site to job site in my car. And then you hear, and then he thrust in there, and then my throat bobbed, and then he growled, and things were destroyed, and all kinds of stuff. And it was just such a silliness to it.
Yeah.
It made me laugh for sure.
Yeah. It was a really fun book. I really enjoyed it. Like we said, we touched a little bit on the controversies with the author. We've touched on like why it's banned, but all in all, I would give it a solid like 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna go like out of
just because it. Sorry to cut you
go
off.
for it.
But just because it was like the first book that got me back into reading for fun, and I think that carries weight for me.
I think that carries weight in general.
Yeah,
like sometimes books don't have to be. It's the difference between if we're gonna compare to other forms of entertainment. It is the difference between like a Game of Thrones or an Ozark to a Sex in the City. Both are entertaining.
Yeah.
Just for very different reasons. And I think that writing this for, even though it is categorized as a new adult category, it's obviously just made waves. And I would say it's the initiator for a whole smut fairy genre, because there's certain people out there right now that just can't get enough of it.
Yeah, totally.
And Fourth Wing, I don't think is on the same exact plane, but very similar. Magic and a little sexy time. Kudos to anybody who writes a book like this and literally it gets people back into reading.
Yeah.
That's super impressive.
It was fun. I really enjoyed this book.
I know everybody has gone over this book and read it and it's all over the place. I don't think it should be banned, but I understand why. It's a little harder to fight. They're talking about thrusts and like all kinds of stuff like that. Wait, I want to look up like an actual quote.
Yeah.
It says, I moaned, then tilting my head back to give him better access. His hands clapped on my waist, then moved. One going to cut my rear, the other sliding between us. And that's one of the more tame ones. So
I love that that's what this podcast has turned into. That's the clip.
That's the excerpt that we want to, because that's what the people want. We got to give the people what they want. But, that's, again, one of the more tame scenes. And yeah, I would say, what was your rating?
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I'm going to go out of 5 stars. And I would say it's a 4 out of 5 stars.
Isn't that 8 out of 10?
Yeah. But most books are like graded on 5 stars. So I was just going with the typical. But I like your version. You sound like Keith Lee. I give it a
8.72.
8.72 stars just because of the sauce falling off over here. The sauce was a little too salty. That took away 0.5.
It's good. Yeah, I think for anyone who wants to read it, it's not a bad time.
Get your read on, even if you don't like fantasy, because a testament from Adriana was she was more of a self-help girly. Yeah.
But we love it.
Yeah, it's
changed
good.
My world. Reading Phantasma now. I've also started Quicksilver.
Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Yes.
Anyway.
Thanks for spending time with us, guys.
All right, guys. Just remember, no matter who you are, no matter where you are,
We love you.
we love you.
Bye.